Hi guys, welcome to our video where we are going to be making a wooden dice. Today we are going to be making a wooden dice out of a piece of softwood and some 6mm hardwood dowel. The piece of equipment that we're going to use is going to be a tri-square for marking out, an engineer's rule for marking out, a tenon saw, a mallet, some PVA glue with a little spatula, a little bit of glass paper and some wax to wax the wood when we're finished. Okay, so our starting point today is going to be with our piece of softwood. Now this piece of softwood has already been cut at the side to 90 degrees, so I'm not going to worry about that side there. But what I'm going to have to do is make our long sort of oblong piece of softwood into a cube. So what I need to do first is I need to measure the width, which here is about 4.2 centimeters or 42mm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler and a sharp pencil and I'm going to mark out 4.2 on my long side. So just get a rule there, little mark, 4.2. And then because I need this to be a 90-degree line, take my tri-square, put my tri-square down on my softwood. I'm going to go all the way around, like so. And if I've done a good job, it should line up, which it does. There. Okay, so that's now my dice sitting within my longer piece of softwood. Now my next job is to use a bench hook and a tenon saw to cut away from my line. So the reason why I'm going to cut away from my line is that later on I'm going to go onto the circular sander or disc sander, and I'm going to sand back to the line instead of trying to cut on the line. So what I'm going to do is, with this hand, I'm going to push this piece of timber forward as hard as possible, and with this hand on the saw, I'm going to go very, very lightly. So basically, the saw is very sharp, it's going to cut itself, hopefully, it's a sharp saw, and it should not require a lot of pressure. So as you can see, fairly easy. There we go. So, as you can see, I've now got my block cut away from the line. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to come over to my disc sander. I'm going to switch this on. I need some goggles first. Let me quickly go and find some goggles. So a pair of goggles. Put the goggles on. I'm going to put some extraction on, so it's sucking the dust away, otherwise it's going to choke our lungs. And I'm going to stand back to the line. So the wood is going to go flat on the table. Okay, so as you can see, I've now got my block of softwood. It is a perfect cube. So the next thing I need to do is do a little bit of marking out. So with you guys, when you're in the workshop, marking out number one is fairly easy. All I need to do to start with is to draw in cross lines from corner to corner. So what I'll do, take my engineer's rule, draw from corner to corner. That would give me number one. Now, what I've noticed with this piece of wood is there is a knot in the wood, which is right there. So basically, what I want to try and maybe do is make sure that number one is sitting on this side, because it then doesn't matter about the knot in the wood. Okay, you guys might be a little bit more fortunate to not have some knots in your wood, and then it'll make your life a lot easier. So, mark out for number one. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to drill for number one. So, my dowel is 6mm. I've cut these little sort of pegs using a junior hacksaw, but I'm going to use those in a minute. So I'm going to come over here, come back to my, let's get my goggles. There they are. Go to the drill. I've set my depth stop so that the drill is going to stop at the right depth. Switch the machine on. And I'm going to drill on my point. Right, over here. Now I'm ready to put my first dowel in. So what I do is I take one of my dowels, I put a tiny bit of PVA glue on it, not too much, just a little bit. It's going to go in the hole, and then with a mallet, I'm going to knock it into the hole. Okay, once it's there, goggles back on, back to the sander. Number one. Okay, now with number two, bearing in mind that opposite sides of the dice need to add to 7, so this is 1, this will need to be 6. I'm just going to make a little 6 there. This could be 2. That will need to be 5. This one can be 3. That one can be 4. That's great. I'm going to go to my number 2 side. Where did I put it? There it is. Again, same thing, cross lines to start with, to the middle. And then what I do this time is I work out halfway between the point and the middle. I can see it's 3 centimetres or 30 millimetres. Make a little mark. Same on this side. Look for the middle. It's about 1.5 or 15 mil. And again, I'm going to drill on these 2 points. So as you can see, we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're last on 6. So now 6, marking out 6 is a little bit different because we can't do our cross lines and work out halfway. So what we need to do is take our engineer's rule, put it down on the face. We're going to make a line, a parallel line, 1 centimetre away from the side and 1 centimetre away from the other side. Okay, I'm then going to take my triangle square and draw a parallel line to the edge. That'll be 1, and that will be the, and that will be the other. Then I'm going to measure that line. I'm going to work out what the middle is. So this line is 4.2 centimetres long, or 42 millimetres. So what I want is 21, which is there, or 2.1. Do the same on here, 2.1. That'll make my middle dots for my 6, and then I'm going to go out 1 centimetre on each side of that middle marking. So 1 centimetre or 10 millimetres, 1 centimetre or 10 millimetres, same one here, there, and lastly there. Now there is a bit of a trick with number 6. If I drill all of these holes together, because of the grain in the wood, it's going to split open. So what I'm going to do is I'm only going to drill the 2 middle ones first. So I'm going to fill these first. hammer and drill the last 4. Fill these. Again, at this stage, be super careful, don't hit the dowels too hard. If you hit them too hard, your dice will just split apart on the grain. So it's probably at its most sort of weak point at the moment before the glue dries, or should I say the PVA glue dries. Don't hit it too hard. Right, back to the sander, last time. Right, that's me done with all my sides 1 through to 6. Now what I can do next is I could take some glass paper and round off the edges a bit. So obviously in your lessons you'll have much more time than I've got here to sort of start rounding things off. So your first job would be to round all the edges, round all the sides so that you get a much nicer smooth dice to roll with. And then lastly, what I would do is to try and make sort of the sort of difference between hardwood and softwood more apparent, is I could use some wax to change the colour. So for example, if you look at, let me find one that's quite light, like number 3 for example, you can see there's really beautiful grain in there, where you can see where the tree has grown its annual rings. What I want to do, if I put a little bit of wax on there, and I mean just the smallest amount, the definition in the grain and the dots will suddenly become much more intensified, so I get a much nicer looking finish compared to, let's say, this. So let's try one more side. I'll try for 6. Again, the hardwood goes much darker and the softwood stays, it's a very light sort of colour. And that's pretty much your wooden dice made. See you in the next video. Take care, guys.